the Dan Campbell discussion. And look, again, the sins are not absolved in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. Someone said in the WoodwardSports.com chat.
Purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
The sins are not washed away. However, it is funny how when you win games, the calls don't come into question. And we ran a play that we would have been a victim of 1,000,000 times over. And we have to have the discussion, because 14 days ago, 15 days ago, people wanted him out of here instantly. Like, instantly out of here. Just a very simple question on the WoodwardSports.com chat poll. I'm trying to think of a way to phrase this. Has Dan Campbell shown you something?
Ooh, I got it.
All right, yeah, give it to the words.
Is Dan Campbell a boob?
T-Fox, come on. Has Dan Campbell shown you something?
I like Terry's better.
No, you know what? I try to do a good show for the people.
You know what? The hell with doing a good show. This is the Lions.
It's always about
you got to get
Terry.
silly and stupid sometimes. It's the Lions, man. Stop being so serious.
Has
Dan Campbell a boob?
Is he still a boob? How about that?
How about this? This a compromise. Is Dan Campbell boobish?
Is he still a boob? I guess that would be it. Again, for me, it's just with Dan Campbell, it's all part of the package. And granted, D-Mac, my take has always been the same, where they're separate entities. Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell are separate entities. However, with that being said, one does run in front of the other, to where with cap situations and free agency situations, you didn't have all the available data. But I will say this. The guys buy in. I'm not as much into that as a lot of people are. I'm into winning. But they won, D-Mac. They won, and they've won 2 in a row.
Well, that's the whole thing. At the end of the day, if we sit here and I sit back and say, well, they don't, what are the things we criticized? Look at the things that have changed. We sit up here, I wish the number 2 overall pick in the draft would make a play. He did. I wish, the defense would improve. I wish we'd score in the second half. Anybody else yesterday going into the second half think it would be a replay of us not scoring a touchdown, us not making any adjustments? I watched the clip for whatever reason when I was out last week of you two guys talking about how they can't adjust in the second half. Well, they did. And they still made mistakes, but they were able to overcome it. At the time, look at Jeff Okudah. What did we sit here before the season and say, I hope that he gets out there and he's available in some semblance? Yeah, he's had ups and downs part of the season, but he made a play at some point. Now, yes, right after that, Justin Fields come back. That was some sort of Ohio State thing. But again, he's still making plays and he's out there, the availability. You saw Jerry Jeudy. You saw the defense. You saw Kaminsky. I saw his name. I saw guys out there making things happen, and it was a team way. So if we sit here and go, the end of the day in the NFL, it's a black and white, it's a wins and losses league, they found a way to win. They have to improve different aspects, but there's something there. And I think it's the fact that they're learning the hard way, Neil. And trust me, from my personal experience of my NHL career, 93, 94, 95, 96, climbing the mountain, falling down, climbing down. They're not even close to being here, but they're on the first bunny hill, and they're trying. But they're doing it together, and that's what I see from the coaches to you. You said Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, they're 2 different entities, but they're operating, and I think what we've saw and what we've heard out of the Lions from the top is that they're together with their plan. We might not be as media or might not be as fans, but they are. In the last 2 weeks, their plan and their hard work throughout the building, no matter who you were, has shown success in W.
And I also think the way that Dan Campbell coaches and conducts himself, it works better with a young team, because they're still thinking, yeah, I'm just removed from college, and maybe this is the way the NFL is. If you have a veteran team, they would have tuned his ass out by now. They're like, you talking all this rankety-dankety, and we're still losing, and you're making mistakes. We out. But the young guy's like, I'm ready for next week.
Terry, that's a great point in saying the same way works. There's different ways that it works. A young team with the new rah-rah guy, the same way as a maybe older veteran team almost getting there with a guy that's won in a Scotty Bowman. It's the same. We have to listen to him because he knows more than us. He's been there. To the mentality about, well, this is what the NFL's like. This is how it is. But you know what? The perseverance. Now they're punching through, Neil. Right? They're punching through at different times, at different spots because it is different. I'm seeing something different. And all I got to do is look to the win column.
Mark Walston, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Smarter play calling on 4th and 3 in the red zone. He was smart and took the field goal for the sure 3 points. But remember, they didn't do that when the game was tied 3-3. He didn't do that. They went for the end zone and they got in. And hey, you guys know me. I prefer to go for it more than most on 4th down because I'm into analytics and numbers and things like that. Even though Terry Foster hates them, I am into it. But
I don't hate analytics. I hate you.
He hates money.
He hates money and he hates me.
Yeah,
right.
But it's weird because but he drinks bourbon with me.
That's fair.
It's because I'm drunk.
but T, look, you're the most ardent. You've been labeled the most ardent hater by the people.
I don't view myself as a hater. I view myself as a
truther.
Truther.
All right.
Like, what is the big deal?
You are the Silky Johnson when it comes to the line.
For me, side note, who is a bigger truther? Is T a bigger truther for the Lions or Neil a bigger truther for Michigan? Or so in other words, who's a bigger
It's comparable.
hater?
It's very, very comparable.
That's a photo finish.
Okay.